everybody, welcome back to my kitchen. I'm Sonia, and tonight I am going to share with you one of our favorite recipes. It's a super simple recipe. We are going to make burgers. I've kind of dubbed these your favorite burger. It's one we really enjoy. I blogged about it back in January and it was actually pretty popular, so we're going to share it here. I am a cheeseburger fan. I love cheeseburgers, but I have a pepper allergy, and a lot of recipes, they call for pepper, and I can't eat a lot of burgers for that reason. So we kind of created this recipe that allows us to add flavor, so it's not just plain meat, but still keeps that pepper allergy at bay. So we've got our pound of ground beef. We've got some minced onion. If you only have like powdered onion or onion powder, you can always use that as well, just sparingly. We've got some Lowry seasoned salt. Again, no pepper. And then we've got some shredded cheese. So there will be cheese packed into that. So you're just gonna start by putting things in there, and then I'll put the beef in later. I usually put about a tablespoon or so. I'm terrible at measuring, so like slightly less than a cap. The onion, the Lowry's, we want to do about between a half a tablespoon and a tablespoon. So just a good shake of that, just depending on how well you like the flavor. And then about a cup of the shredded cheese. By my measurements, about a handful. I know, I'm terrible about not using measurements, but this is a super simple, it's a great way to have an easy recipe to throw something together when you need dinner or you want to do an easy burger night. So before I get my hands all gross with the burgers, I'm gonna go ahead and fire the heat up on the cast iron and get that to a medium heat to start getting warm. And that way, as I roll out the patties, I can just pop them right on there. And for my little lovely puppy dog, she knows on burger night, she gets a puppy burger. So we make 2 little small patties for her as well to enjoy. Let's fire up the stove. All right, we've got that getting hot on medium heat. So now let's add our pound of beef and get everything mixed in. I'm gonna take the ring out, so that is not a nightmare to clean. We've been letting this kind of come up to room temperature. Just kind of helps it cook. I don't know, we like them better when it's gotten warmer and it's not cold. Same thing with the sliced cheese. We just feel like it melts better on there. We're using sliced American, but you know, if you've got cheddar or Havarti or whatever kind of cheese you like, if you like it, eat it, add it to it. All right, so beef is in there. Let's get it mixed up. All right, so that is a very lean beef. Usually I like them a little bit fattier, but this is what we had, so this is what we're using. So we'll get this kind of broken up into sections to be able to make our patties while that's finishing heating up. All right, we'll roll these out. Just a rough roll, doesn't have to be perfect. And then flatten them real good. And don't forget the dimple in the middle so they don't shrink. And then of course, the puppy burgers. They're like little meatballs, but she likes them. Makes her happy. And you know, it's important that the dog is happy. So we're just about ready to flip. You don't want to mess with them too much, other than whether you're on the grill, the blackstone, whatever. You want to kind of let them be, let them cook and do their thing. But when they're ready to flip, you'll know because you look around the edge and you can see it's starting to show the cooked up around the side. So when it starts pulling that up, kind of like when you're cooking chicken, and it starts looking cooked around the sides, that's about when you know it's going to be time to flip. And another helpful tip, the second side of anything never takes as long as the first side, whether that's a grilled cheese or a burger. So we're gonna keep an eye on these and get ready to flip them. All right, this one back here, and the grease is looking pretty good. That one got a little overcooked. Okay. Turn the heat down a little. A little bit overcooked for what we like, but usually we cook outside. The weather said not tonight, dear. So, and avoid the desire to push them down. They didn't dimple as well. They were very lean, but don't push them down. You don't want to squish the juice out. You do not want to have a dried out burger, and the pressing is what's going to give you a dried out burger. So the more you can leave something alone, the juicier and more flavorful it's going to be. They're looking like they're about done, so I'm just going to kill the fire, let the residual heat do its thing for the last couple minutes. And we'll put them off and let them rest a little bit. We'll put the cheese on so it can kind of melt in while they're resting, but that way they can drain out some of that grease and they'll be ready to eat in a few minutes. All right, so these are pulled off, they're resting. So now we're gonna add the cheese so it can kind of melt from some of that residual heat that's on there. And I decided I'm adding Havarti since we've got it, but the American was already warm. So we're gonna double cheese them, or I guess triple cheese since there's cheese inside of them, but we like the cheese. All right, so the cheese is just about melting on these, so we're about ready to plate them. If you're gonna do a gluten-free option, to put your burger on your plate, add your veggies and your fixins and your sides, and that's a great way to do it. The open face with like lettuce or open face sandwich is good. For our boys, I think we're finishing off some Hawaiian bread we had on hand from doing luau pork the other night. So we'll add that so it gives it some good flavor. But you can even do this on mashed potatoes. That would be a really good one if you were trying to be gluten-free as well. And it gives it really good flavor, mixes in pretty well. All right, so we're gonna plate this up. Super simple. We just use regular bread on hand. If you wanna be fancy, get buns. We're not fancy tonight, so we're gonna go ahead and add the burger to the bread. And then we'll get our veggies. I don't have my apron. We'll get our veggies and sauces put on it and add some chips. Super simple burger night tonight. Doesn't look pretty, but it's gonna taste good. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. That way you'll get notified of any other meals that we're cooking. Every week we put a video out of different meals that we cook in the RV. We take family favorite recipes, things that we've cooked for years in the house, and we experiment and try new recipes that we've never heard of as well. So make sure you stick around, check us out. Don't forget to drop down in the comments and say hello. Let us know, what all do you like on your burgers? I'd love to hear about your ideas and your favorite toppings. We'll see y'all next time. Have a great day.